Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. Now, I know that most of you have probably heard this before in forums or chats or in comments on YouTube or on social media, but no one really cares about your watches. It's true, but tonight I'm going to give you some numbers from my own personal experience. So you'll hear people say things like you need to wear a dress watch when you're wearing nice clothes, when you're dressing up. If you're wearing a suit, wear a dress watch. If you're going in for a job interview, you should wear a really nice watch. But honestly, people don't even notice our watches. They really don't care. I mean, to be brutally honest, you can wear a G-Shock with a suit, and probably no one's gonna notice or care. That's just how it is. I mean, I've gone into ADs, and they don't even care. I remember one time I went into an AD wearing the pull router, and I was trying on watches, so the pull router was sitting right there on the counter in all of its historical design watch significance and brilliance and just looking beautiful there. Didn't notice it at all. I thought maybe the worker might be, oh, that's an interesting watch or something like that, but no, absolutely nothing. In fact, the entire time that I've worn watches, I've only had people mention them 4 times. So it does happen, but not often at all. So it's kind of ironic when people are wearing watches to try and show off to other people. Because yeah. I did see a hilarious dating show one time though, where the lady that the guy was trying to go on a date with called him out for wearing a fake watch. That was actually pretty amazing. He was wearing some big blingy gold looking thing, and she was talking about how it's not even running. I was actually shocked that she even noticed he was wearing one, because people just don't notice, but hilarious. So yeah, of all the years that I've worn watches, 4 times people have said something. So years ago, before I ever owned a mechanical watch, I had a Citizen Eco Drive, and my wife and I were at the airport, and some guy was just staring at me for a long time. He just kept staring, and it was weird and uncomfortable, and I was just about to the point where I was going to go up to him and be like, do we have an issue here? What's the problem? Fortunately, before I did that, he came up to me and was like, oh, that's a great looking watch, blah, blah, blah. So we spent a few minutes talking about it, and then we went our separate ways to our planes. And so that was the first time. The second time was after I got into dress watches. I was wearing the Christopher Ward Malvern 595, and my wife and I went to Starbucks, and the barista actually complimented the watch. That was pretty cool. That was a gorgeous watch. Just thinking about it makes me want to wear the Seiko Dolce, which is kind of my latest fill-in for that aesthetic. The Seiko Dolce. Brilliant. Now, the last 2 times that this has happened have actually been within this last year. So the next time that someone complimented my watch, I was wearing my Projects watch. And I feel like this one might be an exception to the rule. It's bright and artsy, and I'm pretty sure that this is a crowd pleaser. Why do I think that? So I was wearing that watch out in public for the first time ever, and I was at the dentist's office, and the assistant complimented the watch. That was the only time that I've worn it in public yet, but within a half an hour of stepping out my front door, it got a compliment. So that watch, I think, might get some attention, whether people are into watches or not. And the final time that I got a compliment or comment on a watch that I was wearing happened just a few days ago when I was wearing the F77. That's right. This watch has shown up in a few videos now because I've been wearing it a lot. And I went to Best Buy to pay a bill, and the guy who was working there loved it. Don't get me wrong, I don't really wear watches for other people to notice. I truly wear them because I like them. I end up staring down at my wrist at them and checking them out. But, I mean, it does feel good when someone notices and compliments a watch. But if you wear watches to impress other people or to get compliments from other people, vast majority of people just don't care. It's really just us watch nerds that notice watches. Other people, not at all. In fact, I have friends who have brilliant watches, but they aren't really watch nerds in that they don't really think about watches ever, really. Even though they have a couple brilliant watches, they don't wear them all the time. They just wear them every now and then and never talk about watches. So it's really us nerdy watch nerds who are constantly thinking about watches, contemplating watches, checking out watches, noticing watches. Yeah. No one else cares. Thanks for watching.